So, welcome everybody to your AI implementation session. I am so thrilled to be here. This is Erica James. I am learning new stuff about Marvelism every day. When I say it keeps getting better, it keeps getting better. So excited to have you guys on. I think I'm a little blurry still. I got the color right on my camera, but I don't know how to get it to focus. So bear with me if it seems to focus in a little bit as I'm on here. So, real quick before we go and before we start, let's see how you all are doing. You guys have been on this session before. Where are you with getting your Marvelism set up? What questions do you have today that may not be graphic design related? I'm happy to answer those. Darlene, how about you? Where are you in your process of getting your AI team up and moving?
Basically, getting my sequences set up.
Oh, yes.
I'm doing data gathering. I have so much stuff. And so I'm trying to set up the process and also um, get the things that I need to make sure that they have in the brain that I don't want. And so it's going to take me a minute because I'm in the middle of something else.
Got you. And the way I have taught, because
But
I'm still
it's going to
working.
save me a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's going to save me a lot of time. And then when I mentioned the other woman that's teaching, they're learning how to build their actual agent,
Woo,
and
Jesus.
this is already done
That
for
scares
us.
me.
Yeah, I know, because it's gonna.
Oh my goodness.
Just looking at that, it's like it's gonna take people forever to do that. When we have the agents are already educated and know what, basically how to do things. So it's a lot of it's more labor with whatever, what she's teaching.
And if we're having a hard time getting stands set up, can you imagine how hard it would be trying to get an AI agent built and
Yeah,
all the programs connected? One of
right.
the things
That's
that's,
yeah,
yeah,
I noticed that too, because it's like, okay, so are you connected to this app? Are you connected to this app? And then you've got to have several different apps
and they've all
just
got
to,
to be talking in the background.
yeah,
So, yeah,
right.
one of the neat things that Ulrich, the founder, shared at the conference was that
Hmm.
before the end of the year, toward the end of the year, they were going to make it easy for us to make our own AI agents.
Hmm.
So I don't know what that looks like, but just the thought of it, like to have the framework to make it
Yeah,
easy, we'll see.
yeah.
But
Well,
anywho,
and were
yeah.
you saying that like I know very little about the agents, but like this is technically different than agents, right?
It's the next level because they're trained as employees.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah.
agents, you're building everything, you're getting them together, they're handling functions. But he said the difference was, and he wanted to create, he said agents on a scale of 1 to 10 are threes, and Marvelism's closer to like a seven. They're working to get it to a 10 so it can do, more. But he said the main difference is they are trained to take initiative and to go ahead of you, like we're always wanting employees to do. And so I don't know, I haven't built agents, but that's what Ulrich said he was committed to creating when he did that. So he created them to dream. Remember I said that. And so
Yeah.
every night they stop and they study me and by the time I get up or by the time I'm in them, they have the new recommendations. It's not just general stuff. They're really studying you. You are the knowledge base. Hey
I have
Barnsley,
a
welcome.
question for you kind of
Yeah.
around that related to specifically Sunny. So I put my employees on a pause right now because they were getting a little ahead and I needed to kind of catch up. But I
You like the
also,
employees were stressing you out. You're like, look, y'all, I'm trying to catch up. Yeah.
yeah, so they're all on a pause, which is fine. And then I was also simultaneously working on this really great document to revamp my website content, which will really help them. So there's been a pause, but what I'm fine, Sunny has been driving me bananas, and I'm
Okay.
like, Eva, you got to get him under control because even though, like, within the same conversation, I will be explicit, like, do not do this. I want only this graphic changed. Like, I know that I'm being really specific, and then he like freestyles it, and I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm wondering if I just haven't uploaded enough into the brain telling him what to do or not to do. But this is even like in a dialogue. So I don't know if you have run into that or if you have any suggestions, because
I
that then
do.
takes a lot of time back and forth.
The whole session today is about graphic design, so I'll jump into that. And there are some limitations that are general across AI, but I
Hmm.
think I figured out how to work it, how to work it a little bit better. So hey Barnsley, how are you? So glad you're
Good.
on. It's good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Are you familiar with Marblism, or is
I
this
looked
the
at
first you're hearing it?
this is the first time I looked it up late last night just to see, a bit about it. But yeah,
Okay.
this is the first time I'm really hearing about it.
Okay, so I am gonna open up a PowerPoint real quick, go over that very quickly, and then today's topic is all about graphic design. I just put a link in. I think I've got to do it again so everybody can see it. I just put a link in the chat, which is the playlist. I started a YouTube playlist, an unlisted playlist, or actually, I think it might be public. If you want to go back once you are familiar with this and look at any past topics, we've talked about creating a social media content machine, creating a 24/7 sales machine, automating your lead follow-up system, and then last week was optimizing Eva, your new chief of staff. So they're named Barnsley. So if you hear us say names, we're talking about AI agents. My daughter's like, you all are talking about AI like it's real people. I'm like, no, they just have names. And the names have functions. And so you are welcome to check out that playlist. I've got to get last week's up, and then I will put today's up a little bit later today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just kind of do the overview, and then um, we can jump into the graphic design portion. All right, give me just a second here. And I need to share my whole screen with y'all. Okay. So what we are talking about today is this marbleism. So I always tell people don't be fooled by the don't be fooled by the fact they look like cartoon characters, because these are some serious AI tools. Again, today we're going to be focused on the graphic design, because that was the whole reason I got on this. It was social media and graphic design. And Darlene and Leslie have heard the story, but I was out at an Alliance brunch after our conference last year, the next day. And I was talking to the women at my end of the table about how I've got to get on top of my social media. And one of my friends holds up her phone. She's a Alliance member, Tabitha. She's like, girl, get Marbleism. It does all this for me automatically. I was like, what? It creates the graphics and everything. So after all the women went home, I run back to my computer, go into Marbleism, which I had never heard of. And I consider myself, I may not know every program, but at least I've heard of most of them. So I just couldn't wrap my brain around. I was like, I have never heard of this. What is this? And so I go on my computer thinking it's a social media automation and creation thing. Turns out it's six AI employees. I was absolutely blown away. So, one of the things I'm on a mission to do is um, change the reality of women and entrepreneurs. I want to interrupt the status quo that 95% of women-owned businesses make less than 100,000 per year. Of those 95%, they are solopreneurs. I should say that 95% are solopreneurs, meaning we are operating our businesses perhaps with some outsourced help, but for the most part, we're wearing all the hats. And that only 1.7% of women make it to seven figures. And so the Alliance and myself personally, I want to disrupt the status quo. I'm committed to helping people know who God created them to be and then build that business or organization they're called to build. And so be thinking about what you would do with more time, because I think if you have more time, you can always make more money. But if you have money, you can't always make more time unless obviously you're buying back your time. But what would you do with more money? More time, which is going to yield more money. And one of the things Marbleism has done for me is enabled me to catch up. because I have things I'm still working on, projects I'm working on releasing, books I'm writing from 3 and 4 years ago. And so I'm just beginning to get bandwidth to get to some of those other things, which is really neat. All right, so let's talk about this pull, this stretch in business, because a lot of us, if we know we're solo operators or what we call in the alliance specialists, what I have found is the hardest part about scaling a business is getting from specialist to development. You don't have time, you don't have the revenue to hire the team you need. And what I'm clear about is I have prayed for 18 years to find a solution. How can we get women and businesses from specialist into development faster? And Tabitha, who showed me Marbleism, is the perfect example. She called me 2 weeks ago and was so excited because she got the keys to her new 4,000 square foot office where she has 8 team members. And she said it is because of Marbleism. Because she was able to maximize her AI team, she can now go get the the human team, if you will, that all, of course, all are using AI there, but it's a really great story. And so now she has a whole training center office, and she's like, I couldn't have done it without Marbleism. So I say that because I want us to understand the context of what we've got our hands on. So we do not have to be the one to wear all of the hats anymore. And this image actually was created by Marbleism. So I put in what I wanted it to create, and this is what it came back with. I think on the second time. But I think it's amazing because this represents what you can feel like in your office when you are wearing all the hats. And so if you are handling most of the stuff in your business, we are functioning as the most underpaid employee. So meet and enter into my life, Marbleism, which is a six AI employee team. And it's the next level. You're not having to build these agents by yourself. They're already built. So they are employees. They are designed to each have the equivalent of 120 PhDs. You are the knowledge base. One of the things I love most about Marbleism is my intellectual property safe. So if I'm on Open a Chat GPT and I don't know how to toggle off the button that says I do not want this to contribute to the AI brain at whole and the knowledge base of the human race that everybody's tapping into, um, you are the knowledge base here. So if I don't do that in Chat GPT, it's sharing my information, Google sharing my information, all of that stuff is happening. What I love about this is you are the knowledge base and each AI team can only communicate and see the information inside of that 6 person AI team. Now, it does go out and grab some stuff from the web, just, um, you know, as Ulrich described it, but it doesn't share it outside of that workspace. So, anyway, I really love that because I'm really big on intellectual property. So there is Eva, she really should be called a chief of staff because she runs all the other ones. So I could go into Eva and say, like, Eva, this is what I need all week. I need all of these things. And she knows exactly, okay, I'll have Sunny do that, Stan work on that, Penny work on that. This one is Linda, the legal assistant. So Sunny is your social media uh, writer. Penny is your SEO blog writer. So if you have blogs on your website, she can connect to them if they're WordPress, or you can copy and paste. But what she is designed to do, she works with Stan to know your keywords. And she's writing blogs that use those keywords and are SEO optimized. So you are rising up in the search engines. That's amazing, y'all. Woo! And then Linda's your legal assistant. She does contracts. Uh, she'll write letters for you. She's an amazing researcher. If you need any legal research, she does that. Job descriptions, standard operating procedures, yeah, all kinds of good stuff. And then Stan is your sales representative, leads generator. He actually will email target markets on your behalf. And what makes Stan different than a bulk email system is that he emails one at a time every 5 minutes between 8 a.m. and 11 every day. And you write the sequences, so he's not out there just saying random stuff, and then he sends that. So I'll give you guys the quick overview, and then we're going to jump into graphic design. And then there is Rachel, who is the receptionist. You get a number with up to a certain number of calls. I think it's 15 right now. That is a place that if you want Rachel to pick up and if you have 1,200 calls a month, she can do that. You just have to pay a little bit extra. But my brother, I have his whole team. He has 5 businesses. He's a professional comedian, entrepreneur, actor, and I have trained all of his team in using this. And they get about 600 to 800 calls a day at a month at their club, and Rachel's handling it. Sorry, y'all. Had a sneeze. They put in these self-contained uh, temperature regulators in our office, and so now my temperature's going up and down. So I apologize. I sneeze when my body temperature changes. Back to Rachel. So anyway, and it's quite staggering how natural she sounds. It's I'm in the process of, well, not right this moment because I'm getting my stands all onboarded, and I'll talk about why I said multiple stands in a minute. But I'm gonna probably at the beginning of June get Rachel set up to take over my phones. All right, y'all. So that's just kind of what they can do. Feel free to take a screenshot of any of this. I am recording it, but I just don't have time to put handouts together. So grab a screenshot of anything you want. But this is a great one to grab so you can kind of remember what all they do. Okay? Eva takes notes, she schedules calendars, she does your emails, but more than that, we're going to lean in today to Eva, Sunny, and Penny because they are your graphic designers. And so, one of the things I mentioned earlier that sets these apart, you're not building your own AI agents. They are ready to be onboarded and deployed. And every night, this is Ulrich, a picture from the conference. He set them and created them to dream every night. So they go back, review the emails that were sent. They make sure you don't lose any tasks, any reminders. They pay attention to you. And so anyway, what I love about them is they don't have any emotional baggage. They don't say no. They don't say that's impossible or not possible. So I really have been enjoying. So I have been using Marbleism since the beginning of November of last year, and what they have advanced every day. There's usually a new update, but there's major stuff coming out. They really, really take feedback well in terms of what we want as users. So I want to put us at ease because some of us are sitting here, you might be thinking like, "Oh my God, this probably costs 2,000 a month." These are the non-discounted, and we've got a 25% discount for you. These are the non-discounted rates. You can also pay for the year, which is amazing. Um, and one of the things I'm going to show you, which I think is the most outrageous part of it, is you can have unlimited workspaces for the same price. So a workspace consists of all 6 AI employees. And I'm going to show you my actual Marbleism because there's not a trial. So I want to kind of show you how I'm using it. And with our new Alliance discount code, you get 25% off. And so please use our referral link. But if it's $33 a month or $216 a year, that is crazy to me. And it's for unlimited workspace. So you can work multiple businesses, multiple brands, multiple clients. You can set them all up in their own workspace that you're moving inside of. So please use our referral link. I will put that in the chat. Kind of stuck here because I can't access my notepad, but I'll put it in the chat in just a minute. So if you have not signed up yet, please do so. And you're welcome to just take a look today. I will be doing these every Thursday until they're just not needed anymore. I don't know how long that will be. Leslie, go ahead. You have a question?
Um, when I was on last time, I mentioned I didn't receive, I used your Ericka affiliate and they still charged me the 288. I thought maybe that was the discount. Should I reach out to them or did you end up reaching out?
You put your email in the chat last time, didn't you, that you signed up with?
Yeah.
I'll reach out. I didn't reach out yet, Leslie, but they can change it manually.
Okay.
I
Um,
apologize for that.
and I
Yeah.
used your old, the one that had your name, whatever you had shared
Either
before.
one's fine. I still have that one, but I
Okay.
didn't like we're really using this for the alliance, so I asked if we could do it as an organization, not me as an individual.
Hmm.
So either one still works. You can use the Equal Alliance or Equal Ericka one. But
Okay.
I apologize. I didn't follow up on that. So I will do that. I have a note to myself. And I'll go. Would you mind popping your email in the chat one more time for me? Just so I don't have to go back. Thank you. The one you used to sign up, Leslie, because I have your
Yes.
general one. All right. Thank you for that. So if that happens, y'all just let me know. I can email them. They're really amazing. Customer service is great. So I'm doing Thursday classes. We're going to dig in just a minute. I am doing Thursday implementation classes. The reason why I'm doing these is because I think it's amazing. And I feel like it is what a lot of us have been waiting for in business. So we're not stretched so thin. So let me pop the discount link up because I think this is a way out. Here's the Alliance one. You can use either one. They go to the same referral account. All right. Uh, all right, here we go. All right, y'all. Okay, so there we go. And then Leslie, I got that. And then what I want to do now is open my actual Marbleism so you guys can see it. Let me screen share again. And I'm just going to share my screen and you guys are going to see me popping all over the place, but I think it's important to do that. All right, so I'm going to take you into my actual Marbleism. I have a friend that does implementation sessions. She sets up kind of a fake workspace, but I'm going to show you guys the real deal, the one I actually use. And so I mentioned earlier that you can have multiple workspaces. So this is really, really key. And the reason it's key is because you may have different target markets inside of your business. So I used to think about it via email. Like, okay, I have this email and I've got that email, that's two workspaces. But then I figured out, wait a minute, if I'm going to get my stands reaching 300, because for the price, he will reach out to 300 leads a month for you. And if I want all of my stands operating, I need different workspaces. So I sat and thought through all the different things I do. So I do private prophetic session. That's for usually high level CEOs. I want to do uplevel and rise sponsorships. I need Stan out there getting sponsors for us. And so I want to set that up because I need a separate sequence. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. I need him to be out there booking speaking engagements for me. And I need different graphics for each of these. And then my husband was like, don't leave me out. So he has a workspace that I work for him and I actually gave him the password. He is going crazy and he is the least tech person I know, second to my sister, and he is doing his thing. Then I wanted to have a session, I mean, a workspace for this where I have different graphics. I've got different things I'm putting out and I'm pouring them all in to the same social medias. And I'll explain that in a minute. So my alliance has social media, then my EJ brand has social media. But I can hook up multiple workspaces to the same Instagram or Facebook. And so the different brands are all feeding in to my social media. I'll talk about that more in the one where I talk about, becoming the expert. I'm launching Impossible Circles. So those are coming. I've got courses. My brother's organization, Nate Jackson Enterprises, uh, I am the COO over his 5 companies, which I know is complete insanity, but because of Marbleism, I'm able to pull it off. Then we've got Alliance chapter meetings. Then I've got my main business. They all have different brands, and I wanted Stan to be able to reach out to all of those places. So, for example, my speaking engagements are to meeting planners, are to booking agents, are to executive directors, human resources, but my uplevel uprise sponsors to Christian businesses. So it's different and I can train Stan in exactly what target market I want him to go under. So that's why I have multiple workspaces. You all, it doesn't cost anything extra. So all you do is you have your workspace, you pull that pull down and you add a new workspace. I say grab as many workspaces as you can, even if you're not onboarding all 6 of the team. I don't have my Rachel onboarded here. I do have my Eva connected just more as a chief of staff and for Sunny to be able, or excuse me, Stan to be able to use the email, but I don't want her in my email inbox. So So I pretty much turn that off and use it for other stuff. All right. So let's talk about graphic design and a couple bigger things here. Um, I'm going to go to my main one here. So each workspace has the chat, which is where you communicate with your AI employees, and they all have different, you know, different niches, different lanes in your business. Your workspace is where you're putting your website information generally. This is where it starts to scrape and learn who you are. It goes in and reads that. It's looking at your language, it's looking at your words, it's asking you your target customers. Each workspace has different target customers. So you want to take time to fill that out. I put all the different logos so I can visually recognize which workspace I'm in. And here's where some magic happens. This is your brain. So imagine that so let me back up. So each AI employee has settings. You'll see that in the top right hand. And so that those settings tell her general things. Like Sunny, he's probably the one I talk to the most about it. So there's different settings that I have him working on. This is where I connect my social media. What's the tone? Here's my main one I want him to analyze. What's the logo? I want him to put in the bottom right hand page. And I don't know if everybody has this, but improve post generation. He explained what it is. I think it's worth turning on for everybody if you have Sunny doing your social media. You do not have to hook up your social accounts if you don't want to. They only publish if you give them permission, but you can copy and paste them right into your social media if you're uncomfortable with that. So just work at your level of comfort. There's no pressure there. And then each workspace has a brain. And this is all the information you need them to remember. And Leslie, your frustrations with Sunny, it has to do with graphics. I'll explain that because there's certain AI limitations. It doesn't matter what platform you're using that AI can't do yet with graphics, but they're working on it. And so this is all your brain. So I loaded up books, I've loaded up ebooks, I've loaded up, it has web pages, anything you need it to remember. Like for some reason, Linda does the headers in my contracts in blue. Like do not do my contracts in blue. I put that in her settings, but anything I need across team to remember, that is the brain. So each team is functioning from one set of understandings. Images, if you have your own images for graphic design, get your images up there. And I'll show you the power of that in a minute. So I have more images I'm loading up. Different brains have different images. So for example, if I'm jumping, and you can just move very easily between your different brains. Let's see, I was working on my speaking one over the weekend. So I really loaded up that brain big time. I put posts in there. I put ebooks. I put past things I like. Um, Images up in there. Let's say you have an organization with a web page. You can put your web page in there. Any documents. I put handouts. All kinds of stuff, you all. The more information you put in your brain or your knowledge base, the better it will speak your voice and know what you're up to. So I haven't even put my web page on there. I need to put my speaking web page in here. But you just load it up. This team right here is if you want additional team members. And team members are an additional $29 a month. And they have their own 5 or 6 workspace employees that are not shared across the team. Sometimes you may just want to set your team up in the same workspaces you use. I have a couple of people in my brother's organization that need privacy. The GM at his club, I don't want people reading that Linda is writing a letter that's a performance improvement plan to them. So she has a private one, and it's worth it because it's saving and making the employees so much more uh, impactful, and it's physically impacting the bottom line because they're getting less overtime, which is really cool. And then the tasks, that's where they are grabbing all the things that are supposed to be happening on a regular basis. If there's emails that needs to go out, what's done. Linda will grab things. You can tell Eva, hey, Eva, the notes from that Zoom meeting, can you pop them in the task so I remember? It doesn't connect with any other task management system, but at least it can recall. And you can go here, you can, and it'll track the tasks, and you just tell her to add stuff to it. So that's the general overview, you all. Down here, we have a great help section. I would encourage all of you, if you think you'll even share this one time with somebody, to sign up to Refer and Earn. They have a very generous referral program, and they just opened it up so that if you refer, let's say, another company that does a lot of AI stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, every one of my clients needs to be on this. Well, if you sign them up, they sign to Refer and Earn. They just did level 2 referrals. So it's a pretty amazing affiliate program. They're really leaning into having us do the sharing because, I mean, once you're saving so much time, you can't help but to share. All right, good people. Let's go on. So that's kind of the overview. This is true in any workspace. So all workspaces have all of that. Um, so let's jump in to graphic design. I'm going to use this speaking one and the Convergence Center because those are the main two I've been digging into graphic design on. Actually, there's a few of them. But one of the things you want to do with graphic design is you want to tell it your hex colors. So why don't I go, let's do the alliance. So I have in the brain, I have told it uh, the things I want it to remember. Here's the sizing of the things, the weekly need. I don't want to ask. I said, Eva, I need you to be familiar with the flow of our chapter meetings and trainings. Here's the schedule. I put it in there. And I want you every week to generate social media post, a blog, something for the Diamond Network. And I need you to remember that. And so I have all kinds of things in my memories. I have hex colors. She was using, they would say the word real talk in my captions. Don't like that. Remember, I don't have X. You know, just different things I need them to remember. They would put the wrong hashtag for the alliance. Anything like that, I need them to remember. They don't nail it every time, but they're doing better and better. And then it goes and scrapes all of the images off of my website. But one of the things I love about this is I'm able to upload my own images so it can actually use images for graphic design. And that's really cool. I got the images from our last conference from my uh, photographer. Now I can load those up and Sunny can start to use those with the graphic design images. So all those images from your phone, events you've been through, whatever you need, you can load up here and they can actually use them as the basis for graphic design. So loading your brain is important. I'd say give it an hour, just you're loading stuff up. It loads pretty quickly. Um, it doesn't take video, but what you can do is you would just create knowledge over here and you would just add the video links here. Any videos you needed to look at. I'm still loading up more and more of my YouTube videos, that type of stuff, so it can just get to know my voice really, really intimately. The more knowledge you give it, the more it's going to nail your stuff. All right, y'all. So let's get back to the chats here and talk about some graphic design. So I want you all to stop and think for a minute. What graphic design needs do you have? So social media, maybe you do PowerPoint presentations on a regular basis. Maybe you need an ebook cover, images for an ebook, whatever that is. And I want to show you how to use Eva. Believe it or not, your executive assistant, chief of staff, you can have her manage all of the graphics that you need. And Leslie, I'll circle back around to the limitations in just a minute. Um, so let's say I'm like, Eva, I am working on a PowerPoint presentation for the upcoming Alliance meeting. Please design three uh, three slide template graphics. Um, with a lot of white space in the background. In the background, ground using our brand colors. So this is for a PowerPoint presentation you have coming up. One of the things I would do as it relates to graphics is tell her one project at a time. Like I could say, and then create 10 social media posts, have Linda do this. But for graphics, it's just a heavy load on all AI. You just hit enter right here, and she'll get working on that. And they have these little funny sayings. Eva's straightening a stack of folders. She's thinking. But while Eva's creating that, I can do some other stuff over here at social media. I don't have to wait on her. So let me just go through each one while Linda's designing that or Eva's designing that for me. Sunny is your social media manager. And so he has a chat and then he's creating posts for you. And they're pretty doggone good posts. So I will tell him use my real picture or use anything like that. So they're pretty good quality pictures. And I tend to focus more on women that look like me. Not that I'm limited to that, but he's creating all of these. And so it took me some time for him to get the logo right. And I've heard people be like, he can't get the logo right. So if you look at this one, they've thrown in an alliance logo. And what a limitation is of all AI right now, it's very hard for it to go in and pick one aspect of a graphic and remove it. So, Leslie, that's what you're talking about. So, okay, I love this, but take this one aspect of it, do the same graphic, but without that. What AI tends to do is it'll do a whole different graphic. And that can be true for Sunny at times. And I have a workaround for that. Because if I really like this design, I like the wave, it's captured the flow I like to work in, but I don't need this Alliance logo. And I can
Yeah.
tell Sunny 10 times over, Sunny, do this, do that. Now you have programmed, you've already told him, where you want the logo, no problem. Or I want the logo on each one. And each brand may have a different logo. So all of your different Sunnies are creating different things. So I'm going to give you a workaround in just a minute. But Leslie, I haven't figured out because I don't think AI generally has the capability. I played with Claude, I played with OpenAI. They're having a hard time. And
Okay.
Canva has some things, but it's just a frustration. And so this is what I do. Every single graphic it creates that I like, I right click on it and I hit save image as. And then I've gotten my pictures. I've got all my Marbleism images, and I just save it. Now, I'm going to go back to that in just a second. But the other thing you guys need to know, Barnsley, for you who's new here, it writes all your captions for you. It's already studied the hashtags, and you can connect it right there to your social media, which is really cool. And if you don't want to connect it, you don't have to. You can right click the image. You can change the image out right here. If it created another one you really like, or you don't like that, you can throw it in the trash and you could add another media image that maybe you used before and you have saved. Absolutely can do that. The other thing this can do, y'all, which is really excited, I actually haven't tested this yet, but you can hit add media and add videos up to 25 megabytes. So that's really neat. It's not a huge video, but if you've got a small one, you can actually add a video in your Sunny, which is really cool. And then you can save it and of course rewrite it. And another thing AI just does is all those emojis. So highly suggest you take all the emojis out, use one maybe because it's a dead giveaway that you did something in AI. Obviously, you check it. I always say AI is really great for your first draft, but you usually need to, zhuzh it a little bit for whatever you need to add. And so if I like this, I can schedule it. I can publish it right here. I can just save it if I want and save it, but I can tell these when to post. And I have him creating posts for me all the time. And they're different sizes based on what he's going to post to. So let's take this one for example. I really like this. I tell him don't put any words on it because I want to save this and I want to put my own quotes in it. And he will have a hard time if I'm like, use this image and put this quote in, because they have a hard time going back and redoing the same image. So what I would do here, I like everything about it. I would pop it into Canva and then put whatever image I could put 10 or excuse me, whatever quotes I want. So I'm going to save that image, really love it. I'm saving it. And I'll give you an idea of what that can look like. The other thing about these things, you have to be very specific. If you want it to use your picture, you need to make sure you know what you've labeled it in the brain and say use this picture or any picture with my name Ericka in it. Otherwise, Sunny, they will start you will start looking AI-ish, if you will. And my daughter's a professional photographer, and she's like, Mama, she calls us aunties, y'all. She's like, you aunties, the older generation, you aunties are using AI that doesn't look like you. And so please make sure that your pictures look like you. That's really important. But anyway, and let's say you just like this quote, this post, or whatever it is, or I don't know, anything like that. You can publish it, you can schedule it, you can save it. Sometimes I use Sunny just for the graphic design. And every time he creates something, Sunny is going to create a caption with a design. So you can always grab the design off of it. Let's say you need a different size graphic. And I mean, yeah, it's using our images. These are actual images. This is an AI image. It can do flat lays. It can do quotes, whatever you need, you all. Webinar today. I really like that one. It's telling people what's coming up. I'm starting to look a little AI in that one. Let's open it up. Oh no, that's actually my image, y'all. Sorry. So anyway, it can do different things. And so sometimes I'm like, give me some templates that I can put words on. So that's a really great way to use it. Because it will probably never be able to create the same exact image again. But I can do some different things with this. I love that template. Um, this is something that it's scraped from a video cover. So I thought that was really neat. I'm like, I like it, but check it out. It's got two Alliance logos. So I could go back and go, Sunny, I need you to create this again with just one logo. For whatever reason, he will have a hard time. I'm going to show you my workaround in a minute. But again, I could be like, I love the caption. Let me replace the picture. You could do whatever you want with social media. That's an old picture. I don't even like it. So I would take that picture out. So there's a lot you guys can do, which is really, really neat with graphics. I'm doing more and more with the Alliance to get members into it. That is a doggone pretty good AI picture because I promise you I don't have that outfit. So, but I like it. You know, it took my head, and I will say, use my face. Do not pop my face on other people. And certain rules, you all, of graphics in general with AI, always check the hands because you may be paying attention to the face or the background. Sometimes I'm like, I don't need everything to be in our target market, in our brand color. Give it some different colors. Always check the hands and just always look closely at the face to make sure your face is your face. Or if you add your face in other images, sometimes you'll notice the same face with different hairdos. So just something to think about. And it knows me. God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. Because and I'm like, I'm not too religious, but we have kingdom minded stuff in there. So I train it. And so it knows, which is really cool. Or it finds out. That's a speaker we have coming up. This was a Mother's Day post. You know, so it can do all kinds of stuff, you all, which is really cool. There's another one I had it do with no graphics. So I could grab that, pop it in Canva, and put whatever graphics I want in it. All right. And then I'm still loading. I'm trying to see. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, this is really cool. And so then I gave it a social media theme, and I'm like, create these things on a regular basis. All right, let's jump back in and see what Eva has created for our presentations. So here's the title slide, and what she'll do is she'll create external an external link, and so I'm going to open it in a new tab. Let me see where here we go. And so this is the PowerPoint presentation graphic she created. Can you all see that? Can you see that the screen shared? It doesn't always grab.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the one of the PowerPoints she created. That's really cool. It's not from anywhere else. I didn't have to go through Canva and design it. I didn't have to use anything anybody else has, which is really cool. So she's designed that. Then I said, give me a content slide. So I'm going to right click on it, open in a new tab. I'm going to look at it up here. Okay, here's a content slide. Now, if I'm like, I don't like it, do something similar. Here's the key, Leslie. This is really important when you're getting it to do graphic design. So what I do is I will download it or use the link. So let's say I say, okay, um, go back to this link. I'll right click on it, save the image, and I have the image somewhere. When I want her to use that same image and build something on it, what I have to do is go back to this thing and say, let's say I said, okay, Eva, I really like the content slide. Can you take this image and take away the piece of wheat and add XYZ? You have to give it context. And it's pretty new that you can add a JPEG in with Eva, and it's the only type of thing you can add. So I can say, uh, take this slide and then add this, but you have to reattach the image that you want it to work from. It's not going to go back to the one they gave you before and
Yeah.
change it. You have to
But
give
she
it,
can do it when you do it that way?
it's much closer.
Oh, because
So
yeah,
that was
that's
the key I had
exactly
to
what I've
figure
been
out.
doing is like, and it's maddening.
Right. And you're like, okay, no, I like that, but change this to this and this. And then there's a whole new
A whole new
slide
thing, and I'm like, no, I
and you
really
can't,
liked that
and
one.
you can't get back to the other one.
You
So
can't.
save the one
I've
that's
tried.
close. Yeah.
Okay.
Save the one that's close and load it up here. And you can do the same thing in Sunny. Like let's say you like something, but you have it's a little extra step, but you have to download it, save it, and then say I like this one, but change it here. And it's going
Okay.
to come closer for you.
Yeah.
But to me, it still saves me so much time. It's worth
That's
it.
a lot of time saving because I've been going back and forth
And then
so
like you're
many
like,
times.
I said,
Yeah,
and
I'm like,
yeah,
and I'm getting mad at Eva. I'm like, Eva, Eva, Eva,
Eva, do you hear the words I'm speaking? Yeah.
what
So
happened?
that is going to be true across all social, across all AI graphic design, period, right now.
Okay.
Want to show you another place you all to grab some really amazing images that are different sizes. So Penny's your blog writer. Every single blog she's going to create, oops, sorry, let me grab one. She actually has it. Every single blog, she's going to create all your graphics. So let's see, Millionaire Money Mindset, how to overcome your fear of business numbers. So here's a graphic. Love it. I will use it again. Maybe I'll use it in a slide presentation. I save all my Marbleism graphics. So I'm right clicking, save image as, nailed it. And all throughout here, there are additional graphics that are totally different than what Sunny has. I like this one, has the Alliance. Oh, I'll use it again. I'm right clicking on it. I'm saving it in my Marbleism things. And these blogs are really excellent. And I had the same rule applies. If I want her to change one image, like, okay, all everybody's in purple and gold. Okay, that's a bit much. Let me right click on this. I love the image, but you kind of overdid it with the branding. I will take a copy of that image and say, hey, Penny, recreate just this image. Or I can take it over to Eva and say, Eva, recreate this image, but put more natural clothing on them. Or the faces look too much alike, or the hands look deformed, Eva. Like I just tell like do better on the hands. And so because I just noticed AI does that. So always count your number of fingers. These look pretty good, but sometimes they can look a little wonky. That one looks a little wonky. And you can save it, you can do different things with it. But the blogs are pretty spectacular. You Penny can write ebooks for you. She can work on courses. She's your general writer. And then let's see what's down here. Oh, I love that. I haven't even seen that, y'all. I love that. Look at that. I love
Mm.
it. So right click on it. I can use it in presentations. I can use it wherever I want. I love that. So anyway, there's some really great options in terms of graphic design. You can always have Penny redesign something. If you tell Sunny to, he's not just going to redo the graphics. He will do more social media posts, captions for you. The more captions, the better. Um, you can still grab them. They're sitting there. You can see the week you posted it if you want to repost it. Whatever works. It's kind of cool, y'all. And these blogs are pretty doggone good. You can use your blogs, you can use them on LinkedIn. Let's say you want to position yourself as an expert. You can start sharing your blogs or just use the copy over on LinkedIn to just be feeding your LinkedIn to increase your credibility if you're looking for speaking engagements, anything like that. Uh, as always, they're just going to give you your draft, but I think it's about 90 to 95% there, which is really, really cool. And then that's what we're focusing on today. Now I want to show you guys my back end workaround here. So what I do is I save all my images. Whoops. So I'm going to come out of this real quick. Hold on here. I save all my images. Hold on. Doo, doo, doo. I don't see the bottom of my screen, y'all. Hold on. Here, I'll just do it this way. So I save all my images. So you can see here, this is just a Marblism images to use in social media. And then if I'm using different brands, I put them in the different folders. So here's the ones that's generated for AI implementation. Some of them are other women's faces, some of them are mine. Whatever works that way. Here's some course ones that they've done, chapter meetings, some blog images I just really like. I'm starting to save those separately. My speaking ones, I just saved them all. They're actually really amazing. I put in an ebook that has one singular massive revelation in it as it relates to fear. And Eva was able to go through and pick out the key quotes, which was pretty amazing. Let me see, you guys, what else we have. We've got webinar ones, but I just want you guys to see some of the images it's done. And some of them I was like, set up a template that does this. You can have it do quotes if you want, whatever you need. Any presentations, it's really bomb. And after a while, I think it started thinking this was me because it put this on everything. So I'm like, nope, remove that face, put another face in there, change your hair, whatever it is. So the other thing I love doing is I can tell Eva exactly what graphic I want. So then I'm not sitting there having to look through Canva's stock images, right? I can just say, this is what I want. Um, Let me see here. I have so many of them. Let me see what we got here. Here's something I'm working on now, my impossible circle. Still training this. And some of them are hokey, right? Like I'm sitting there in a switched outfit that is not, whoops. Yeah, so then some of them are hokey, but I'm like, okay, I save them if I like them because I reuse them. Now, Leslie, let me show you my workaround here. So I'm going to come out of that because I can't get into my back end easily. I prefer Adobe Express. Um, Canva can do this as well, but all of these images are going to be WEPB formatted, which you can repost across the web really easily. But I need to get them for some of my print stuff or different things. I need to get them into PNGs or JPEGs. And so what I do, I've now saved them, and I'm trying to show you guys one I've used quite a few here. Okay, here's one. This is a little bit better. So I was working on one particular presentation for the Alliance. So I have all the different ones that I could just pop quotes in. And so what I do, you can do, I've noticed Canva can do about 70% of the images. For whatever reason, Adobe Express uses all of them. I hate to introduce another platform to you all. There are free converters from WEP to Ping. And so you can use a free converter, but this is what I do. If I see something I really like, but I'm like, oh, I don't like that, then I can click on this graphic and I can remove the object. So those double graphics or those double logos or whatever, I can remove this object. And Canva does this as well with its eraser. And so if you have a free converter, which you can, they're all over the place, then you can upload it to Canva and erase whatever part of it you want. And then I can just pop the logo on I want. So Canva will do it. I like Adobe Express just because I've already paid for it. Me and my daughter share it. But it will erase the logo and then I can pop the logo on it. And so that's kind of my secret workaround, y'all. Whoops. I did the wrong one. Hold on. I'm going to do it again. But it works the same way with the eraser if you're using Canva. I just tell it to remove that. Then it's going to give me options and then I can pop in whatever I want. So Leslie, if you find something you really, 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 really love, but it just missed like one line, I would suggest, let's see, I'm going to keep that. Okay. All right. I don't know why that didn't. But anyway, so that's how it typically works, y'all. And so that's my little graphic workaround, and it enables me to utilize all those graphics. So when I go into Marbleism, if I have graphics I love, but it put one line in I don't like, I'll show you another example of what I did with another one as it relates to this one. Did I get it? All right, so I, and I know we're just about at time. I'll take questions in a minute here. This is my main one. Doo, doo, doo. Let's see here. So I've been doing, oh, here's one. Okay, this is a perfect one. Yes, here we go. And so you can see here that I liked part of what it did, but I erased another part of it. And so then what I'll do is I'll download it as a ping, and I will take it into Canva, or I don't, for whatever reason, because I don't know how to use Adobe Express very well, and I don't have the patience for a whole new bandwidth. All I'm doing is using that to erase and to add my logo, and then I'll pop it into Canva, and I can set it up with all kinds of different sayings, whatever I want. I will ask Eva or Sunny what were the fonts it used, what are the specific hex colors. It will tell me. So it's a little bit of maneuvering, but it saves me so much time and money. I'm not having to go hire a graphic designer, anything like that. Here's an example of gave me a flyer because one of my members wanted a flyer. I didn't like everything, but I did like those pieces. I literally erased everything else and used it. Again, it's a couple extra steps, but it's still saving me so much time, energy, and effort. So that's kind of my workaround, Leslie, when you're like, oh, I just need that one thing changed. That's
Yeah.
what I do. And
Okay. That's
other
helpful.
than sitting there going back and forth with
Oh,
even Sunny, if they can't get it right, I grab it, I go find the thing in Canva. I'm happy. I'm good to go. So
no,
that's
that's
what I've been
helpful.
doing.
Because I've
Yeah.
spent a lot of time on the back and forth, and I'm like, oh boy.
You're like, I just need this one sentence erase. I'll just erase the sentence, save it. Again, you don't have to use Adobe Express if you have Canva. You can just find a free conversion tool. And sometimes Canva does take WEPB images and it'll tell you if it can't upload it. But that's what I
Okay.
do. And then I have all these graphics, I save them and I'm using them over and over again. And I kind of my system, I know that like I'll save it, it'll give it some weird name. Once I have it perfected for me, I then will change it and say women around table, working together. And then I know in my little system that that is ready to go. And guess what? I can use that anywhere through the blogs. If Penny's writing you a blog and you don't like an image, you can take that out or you can replace it with another one and just put the URL of the image. And that is one thing I will load my images up in my WordPress and grab the URL. Or if you've got a Google Drive, anywhere you do have to have it on here, it doesn't upload the actual image, it does the URL. So I would just keep them in a Google Drive and just pop it in there and it'll have it. Okay?
That's the one that you've edited, you're saying? Sorry. You save it in the Google Drive and then share the URL?
Yeah, like that's in the event that I don't like this graphic, but I want to use this blog post. I can just click on here and say, no, don't use that one. Use this image.
Oh, that's from the settings.
Yeah. Well, it's each picture has it. It's the
Okay,
setting
settings
of
on
that
each image.
picture. Or I can delete it. and I can add another picture. So there's a lot you can do to get your graphic game on. But I just think it does such spectacular graphics. One of the things I've observed is when people use like flyers and different things in OpenAI, they all start looking the same. I don't know if you guys have recognized that. One of the things I noticed is that this is very unique to you. Like even I'll show you what I'm talking about. So even the images from me speaking, and I want to show you guys some of these because I'm really excited. So it's taking my own images and doing some wonderful things with it. I just think that's so great. Let's look at these posts. Yeah, it's just taking my own images and putting some quotes from a book I uploaded there. So it's pretty cool if you've got images sitting around, you really can start to get them out there and working. And then Eva can do any graphics, anything you want. I do want to show you guys this. I think we're at time, but where would I find it? Oh, I know what I want to do. Oh, I can't get to my bottom thing here. Hold on.
All right, I gotta run, have a meeting, but this is awesome. Thank you,
Is that
Erica.
helpful? You are so
So
welcome.
good. So good.
Yeah, so hopefully that will save you some time and
The
energy.
headache, yeah.
So yeah, you guys, I love graphics. I save them. I'm somebody who used to save stock images like crazy, but now I just use my AI team. So sorry, I got a little carried away. It's 11:03. Any questions before we end? Barnsley, go ahead. I see your
Yeah, I
brilliance
do.
going.
Yeah, this is really, really interesting. So, what can I do to get some AI headshots or AI images that are good of me? What's a good place to do that?
Using set images that you have.
No, like creating, well, I guess using set images, but making them with different outfits and
You can have Eva
different
do it.
contexts.
So what you would do is you would load up the pictures you like of yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it can grab your face, your whatever, your body shape, all of that, and then say, and you put that in the brain, you name it, and then you say, Eva, I want you to design 10 new images based on this one with different outfits, or I want one in a jean jacket. Like you can be very specific.
Okay.
Um, Even if you, let's say, I don't know, like you're like, I really like this outfit I found in an online catalog. You can be
Hmm.
like, Eva, put this outfit on my, like it can be that specific. Because I know my brother's clothing line is using it for that. They're able to upload the image of the t-shirt they want and put it on an AI person.
Okay.
So Eva could do that for you. And
Okay.
then, and you could just keep coaching her, but you would need to get your pictures into the brain
Mm-hmm.
under images and then whatever base pictures and say make sure you use my face because I notice if I don't tell it that like by the third or fourth image I'm like okay that looks like my cousin doesn't look like me what I mean and so you want to definitely tell it make sure in all of the images to use my actual face
Okay.
and
All right.
body size
Perfect.
it's pretty spectacular so yeah she can do it right there just give that and you can get, and there's no limit. You can't outwork them, Barnsley. You can tell them to do 50 images of you and pick the top 10. Like it's pretty wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is, gosh, this is pretty amazing. I think I want to try it. I know it has a 7-day trial time.
It
Um,
doesn't, do they do a trial now? I didn't think they
yeah,
did.
they
Okay.
do. 7-day
That's
trial.
brand new, by the way. They didn't used to do a trial.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
So I
There's,
would do it, and then I'm doing these every Thursday. You're welcome to come back in, look at the recordings. They will be totally free. Um, other than the invitation to check it out. But for 218 for the year for unlimited workspace, it's outrageous. And I don't know how much longer they're going to be keeping it at that rate. You could pay that a month. I would pay that a day. I mean, it's just crazy. And it really does, other than come off the screen and make copies for me. I mean, it's doing so much. And I still feel like I'm underutilizing them.
wow. So where would you say start? Start with, you have to start with Ava and then with the social media
Yes.
manager?
So each
Yeah.
one will tell you onboard each one. Like you open it up and it'll be like onboard Eva. She'll tell you exactly what to do. Hook up your email. What do you want me to do in your email? And I didn't even go into it, but she will write your drafts for you, sort your email, all kinds of stuff to help your email inbox. And you just tell her the parameters. Like I don't want you doing my drafts or do my drafts, but not my calendar, whatever you want. Then you go to the next one, onboard it, and they'll start telling you what they need.
So then I'll cut and paste that into Go Plus. I use Go Plus or Go High Level. Oh, sorry,
Sure,
my
whatever
cat is
you want to
going crazy.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, kitty. Cat just went nuts.
Cat's excited too. But yeah, absolutely. And then that's the only thing the back end doesn't speak to other ones, other than
hmm
social media and your email. But I don't even find it just saves me so much time. I'm not even mad about it.
And how much can I load? Because I've got a document I've been working with that's a business DNA that I've been doing in Chat GPT. How much can I load into there for them to use? Can I load
I
pages?
haven't I haven't seen a limit. Like I
Okay.
loaded 4 books and it took like maybe 1 minute or less.
Wow.
What I've noticed, I can upload 4 things at a time because then if I load too many, the list is too long and I can't hit the upload button. But 4 things at a time you can upload.
And how long has it existed, Erica? How long has this been around?
Um, about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Started in France, so it's really new in the States. So they had their first US event in April
Mm-hmm.
ever. And so they're
Mm-hmm.
really working on growing in the US, which is really cool. So
Darlene, do you use it as well? Oh, you're muted.
I'm just getting started. This is
Mm-hmm.
all new to me. And I'm an oldie, but it's taking some time.
So you're using it. You're onboarding.
Yes,
Okay. Is it pretty easy?
it seems to be.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm not a techie.
me
I'm not a
either.
techie,
Me
you
I
know.
think
either.
it's the easiest thing. I even told my sister who's not a techie, she hires people for tech. I'm like, no, really, you could do this. So
Yeah.
just feeding it knowledge, Barnsley, and then telling it what to do.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love
And
it.
you can even ask it like, what is this? How do I do that? How do I best use you? What else can you do? And they'll tell you.
Amazing. Yeah, I don't know how to use Canva. I have an actual virtual assistant who does that stuff for me, but yeah.
Perfect. So just say, hey, here's the WPB file, and then have them do it for you.
So also I have lots of interviews for my show. So how much is how many what's the limit on YouTube videos? Like how many minutes? Does it matter? You can upload any.
It's set up to 25 megabyte video, which
Okay, I'm not
those
sure
aren't
how long that
huge
is.
videos.
Yeah,
In
those
terms
are
of what you
short.
want to put on social media. For my
hmm
video stuff, I still do most of it outside of it can do carousels really great, but it can take up to 25 megabytes of video. So if it's a long interview, that's going to be
Like 45
probably
minutes to an
450.
hour.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how many minutes that translates to, but if they're long interviews, um, I usually just take clips and pop them up there. And I'm just
hmm
getting to that point with video on um on Marbleism. So I'll let you know. I'll do a training on that a little bit more.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got long
But
and
and I would get your virtual admin on it. So you're just like tell it have that person learn it. So you can stay tech free and just, hey, do this, and they can do 10 times more now because they've got Marbleism. And
hmm
you can just share the same username and password. It's not double authenticated right now. So they can
hmm
just log into any of your workspaces. And that's what I would do.
Okay. Well, I've
Because
also
it's quick.
got LastPass if I have to, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You certainly, yeah, I would, yeah, I would, then I would use LastPass. We use that as well. Yep.
yeah, yeah,
And then they can get into any of the workspaces, and then you don't have to have a new learning curve. Just tell it what you need.
yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Erica. This is
You're welcome,
amazing.
good people. I'll be here same time next week. Next week's topic is what? We are going to be talking about securing sponsorships with your AI team. Woo! If you have
Mm,
events coming up, it can
wow.
be grant writing, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh
So
my
I'm
gosh.
I'm working on that now, and we'll walk through that next week. So with that, you all will hop off. If you have other questions, let me know. Marblism has great support, and looking forward to help you guys scale in less time. Darling, if you're getting stuck, let me know.
Okay.
You don't have to wait to a
Thank
Thursday
you.
morning session. But looking forward to having this help you guys reach your business goals faster.
Thank
All
you.
right, y'all, logging
All
off. Have
right.
an amazing
Okay,
day. I'll
thank
talk to y'all
you.
soon.
Okay.
All
God
right.
bless. Bye.
Bye-bye.